This video is full of some speculative thoughts, perhaps too speculative. I'm going to be talking about what numbers are. Are numbers quantities, positions, or patterns? And I'm not going to be talking about just any numbers. I'm going to be talking about transfinite numbers. Can we subtract one transfinite number from another? Let us look at this example. We have two transfinite numbers. One, an endless string of ones, followed by a 4. And the second, an endless string of ones, followed by a 2. When we subtract one number from another, do we get 2? Wouldn't this make sense? Because the two numbers are 2 units apart. I believe we can because, after all, we can write 4 minus 2 in the same way. No matter what the quantity of the numbers, their relative positions are still 2 apart. And there is an even better reason why we can do this. All numbers are transfinite, and that all numbers on the number line are infinitely far away from some numbers. 2 and 4 are infinitely greater than negative infinity. In terms of pattern, when we multiply a transfinite number by a finite number, we get a number with a different pattern. When we multiply an infinite string of 1s by 11, we get a number that consists of a 1, an infinite string of 2s, followed by a 1. This is clearly a different pattern. But does multiplying it change its quantity? Let's look at a string of 4 consecutive transfinite numbers, an endless string of 1s, followed by a 4, 5, 6, and 7. The numbers that end in 4 and 6 are divisible by 2. The number ending in 5 is divisible by 5. At least one of those numbers is divisible by 3. The number ending in 7 could be prime. These are simple rules of pattern. However, if we were to divide those numbers, would the resulting quantity be smaller? And this is where this becomes a philosophical question as much as a mathematical one. The following dense quote from Immanuel Kant will perhaps provide an explanation, but actually it probably won't. I'll still give you 5-10 seconds to read it, try to figure out what that means. Okay, let me try to translate. When we think about things, we do it in terms of a complete system. When we discover rules of logic or reason, we try to put them with others. Our mind naturally builds systems, and if we develop a module that makes sense, we want to see how it combines with other modules that make sense. If we consider transfinite numbers in terms of position or pattern, we have rules that make sense. But when we try to combine those rules with rules about numbers as quantities, there doesn't seem to be a system that covers quantity, position, and pattern. This is a contrast to how we deal with numbers most of the time, starting when we learn to count in preschool. Take away 1 from 3 and we get 2. Normally, with finite numbers, quantity, position, and pattern are synonymous. But it might be possible to remove the issue of quantity from number altogether. Maybe finite numbers are just the transfinite numbers that can be quantified. It could be that this is a silly thing to think about. Also, it's December in Oregon. What else do I have to do with my time? And remember, this is a sunny day. Whether this is all sophistry and plain with definitions is up to the viewer to decide. My only concluding remarks is that infinity is a land of contrasts, and indeed, quite wide ones.